Dabo Swinney went and complained to the NCAA. The NCAA responded. Now we're sitting here waiting, wondering, is Ole Miss in big time trouble with the NCAA? We're going to talk about it next here on the College Huddle. 87 independent podcasts from coast to coast, and you're sliding into home base right here on YouTube for the College Huddle. Check out the website, thecollegehuddle.com. Find your next favorite college football or basketball podcast over on the College Huddle. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you smash that like button. You're subscribed to the channel. Both are absolutely free. And of course, the third thing you can do to help us out, leave us a comment down in the comment section below, letting us know what you think about what we think. We love to read those comments. Good, bad, and different. We like to read them regardless. All right, Ole Miss fans. You all know me. I am your adopted Ole Miss fan from up north. I have enjoyed interacting with your fan base. I became kind of a quasi fan after Lane Kiffin kind of pulled the stunt that he did on you guys. Loved how you responded. Pete Golding comes in, um, does the thing he does and does it well. Get you guys 2 wins in the CFP, one game away from a national championship game. Would have loved to have seen Ole Miss versus Indiana. Not gonna lie, but it didn't happen. However, since then there has been a lot of, shall we say, topsy-turviness there in the SIP. Players leaving, players coming. Lane Kiffin trying to poach the best he can. Um, it has got to be frustrating as an Ole Miss fan to watch your former coach, who took you to the precipice of where you were, to walk out on you beforehand, and then sit back there and he's kind of conniving and scheming and thinking of ways he can poach whoever he wants to try to get LSU to the place where he thinks he can win a national championship, despite the fact he was on the precipice of doing it right there in Oxford. Got to be frustrating, to say the least. So Pete Golding is obviously trying to rebuild his roster, or at least maintain and build back better, to steal a term. And you have to feel like in this day and age in which we live in college football that there really are no rules. It's the wild, wild west. Everything goes. People throwing around millions upon millions of dollars for players, including the one that you all got from Cal via Clemson in Luke Farelli. 6'3", 230-pound freshman from Carlsbad, California. 38 solo tackles his first year as a starter, 91 total because he had 53 assisted. 1 sack, 1 interception. Pretty good stats as a freshman. Good size, 3 years of possible eligibility remaining. No doubt everybody was going to want him, including Dabo Swinney from Clemson. And Pete Golding from Ole Miss wanted him as well. You all know the story. I'm not going to go into all the details. But Luke was in Clemson, enrolled in classes, taking classes in Clemson already. Part of their football team when Ole Miss came a knocking and said, hey, we'll pay you more. And obviously the young man was like, more money? I'll gladly take on some more problems. More money, more problems. I'll do that over in Oxford. Thank you very much. Dabo Swinney was not going to go quiet in the night and started to do an investigation, started to collect receipts, and had a public, very public media press conference on Friday where he laid out a timeline of how Pete Golding and Ole Miss tampered with Luke Farelli in order to pull him from Clemson to Oxford, Mississippi. All right, so that's where we're at in an update. Now, since Friday, the NCAA has finally responded. This, according to On3, the NCAA will investigate any credible allegations of tampering and expect full cooperation from all involved as required by NCAA rules. What if they don't? What if Pete Golding says, "Yeah, no, I don't think we are"? What if the athletic department there and Ole Miss says, NCAA, you can go just pound sand. You just go kick rocks. We don't care about you or your investigation. We don't. I mean, essentially, isn't that what Michigan did with their cheating scandal? Just, had fired a few coaches, threw some cell phones in a lake, and said, yeah, we're not turning anything in. Good luck with that. And then the NCAA came back a couple years later and said, well, we can't punish you because we don't have all the proof, but we know you cheated, so here's your fine. Is that the path we're about to go down here with Ole Miss? Is Ole Miss going to say, yeah, what Dabo Sweeney said we've done, we haven't, and we're not cooperating, and then the NCAA is going to come back and be like, well, here's your fine, I guess. Like, if I'm Ole Miss, why wouldn't I do that? I mean, the precedent has already been set. You don't have to participate if you don't want to. What's what's the worst that's gonna happen? You're gonna pay the NCAA a couple $1 million? Because at the end of the day, isn't that all they really care about is the money anyways? So if you just be like, hey, here's a check. How many zeros do you want? Okay, boom, there it is, done. You still get your player. The incident's over, and the NCAA's happy. As far as John Duncan, who made the statement, we will not comment further on any ongoing investigation. The NCAA has got to be, in my opinion, the worst run organization I have ever seen in my life. I mean, for real. They are incompetent at doing their jobs. They have allowed the sport we love to just go completely off the rails. We are going 100 miles an hour downhill, no guardrails, on a 2-lane road, passing on the left-hand side on a double yellow. That is college football at this moment, and the NCAA, who's supposed to be the police here, are just sitting back with their radar gun going, well, this train wreck's going to be fun to watch. How much money can we collect from the insurance? Maybe we should record it, post it on YouTube, and get all the AdSense from as many clicks from this train wreck that we're about to watch as we possibly can. That's the NCAA right now. Zero, zero responsibility at this point for what they've created through kicking the can down the road for decades on these issues, on doing things illegally and then getting caught and then saying, it's your problem now. So if I'm Ole Miss, why worry about it? I wouldn't be worried about it, fans. I'm not. Dabo Sweeney could cry till he's blue in the face. The NCAA, all they care about is the money. This was written in an article by CBS. An athletic staff member or other representative of the institution's athletics interests shall not communicate or make contact with the student athlete of another NCAA Division I institution or any individual associated with the student athlete, family member, scholastic or non-scholastic coach, advisor. Advisor, I guess, could be considered agent, directly or indirectly, without first obtaining authorization through the notification of transfer process. The rulebook states, before making contact directly or indirectly with a student athlete of an NCAA Division II or Division III institution or an NAIA four-year collegiate institution, athletic staff member or other representative of the institution athletics interest shall comply with the rule of the applicable division or the NAIA rule for making contact with a student athlete. So, in other words, long story short, Ole Miss shouldn't have contacted that player because he was enrolled at Clemson. What if the agent contacted Ole Miss? What if the player contacted the coach? Is the coach not allowed to respond? The legal issue here and the legal problem with the NCAA rules is that even though they might try to say we can enforce said rules, There's nothing backing these rules. There's no CBA agreement. There's no binding contract between a union and owners. There's nothing here. And as long as Ole Miss says, yeah, no, we're not going to participate, I'm not sure that there's anything that can be done, to be completely honest with you. So if I'm an Ole Miss fan, I would say you have two options here. Number one, you just do nothing. Just ignore it. When NCAA comes knocking, you just say, yeah, no, we're not going to participate in this. This is a complete farce. It's a waste of our time. You just move along, little doggy. Go ahead. What's the fine going to be? Or you start collecting all the tampering that LSU did to you. And if you say, hey, if you expect us to go down, we're not going down without taking some more people with us. So, Rebel fans, which would you rather see? You just ignore it and it goes away and you pay a fine? Or would you like to take Lane Kiffin and LSU down with you? Is that even a possibility? Would you entertain maybe getting in trouble and having a postseason ban for a year or two if it meant LSU had one as well and Lane Kiffin did? I'm intrigued to find out what you all think about those possibilities. Are you worried that Ole Miss is going to participate in this investigation and you could be found guilty and in trouble? If I'm you, I wouldn't be. I would not be. I would love to know what you guys all think down in the comment section below. This is going to be a wild story to cover and follow. It's got a lot of legs to it. Dabo Sweeney's not going to let this thing go. He is kind of like the senior citizen now of college football coaching who is the old guy who's get off my lawn. I didn't want to participate in the transfer portal. I didn't want to participate in NIL. I didn't want to do any of those things, and you're forcing me to, so I'm going to whine and cry about it the whole way. So it's not going away because Dabo ain't going to let it go away. But it's going to be a ton of fun to cover, I'll tell you that much. And if I'm Ole Miss, if I'm one of you guys today who's watching this video, don't be worried. I just lived through the Ohio State Michigan thing for 3 years, and that was a complete and utter joke. The NCAA, they're incompetent. Don't worry about them. And if you want to fight them legally, they will cave. They will cave. Promise you. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll be back with more college football content. Sorry we didn't get to it yesterday. We had a major snowstorm here and here up north, and was trying to shovel our way out of over 1.5 feet of snow. So it is what it is. We're gonna have to go do some more of that right now. Have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow with more college